I have here on the table the front hubs and the old bearings I took out and the new bearings I'm going to put in and some other parts. Now the instructions or the picture in the book is kind of complicated. There's a lot of little parts. And what's tragic really is that I have to pull this race out right here and this whole piece here. I forget what this thing is called, but I have to get those out of both of these hubs because I have a new one of those that'll replace that piece. Goes right in there like that, and then the let's see here on the other side, the small bearing races fit right in there as well. So I've got to get both of these things out of the hubs. Four things. The little race for the inside, or I'm sorry, the outside, and then the big race, and this deal here. I think it's a dust protector or something. So that's got to come out of both of these as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. What I found, I mean, you can see these bearings here. These are the ones that came out, and I had to destroy the bearings to get them out of there. So I'm a little worried about how to get these pieces out. I'll probably use some heating with a torch maybe, or some blaster, PV blaster, to try to loosen those up and then pound them out. I also have a press, and if I can fashion a tool to go one way or the other through the middle of these hubs, I might be able to catch the edge and press those out and then press the new ones in. So we'll see. So that's kind of the next step here, is to get the hubs. Once I get the new races in the hubs, these two parts, and then these races here, and then the small races. Once I get all those in the hub, I'll be ready to put those hubs on the spindles. Let's go over and look at the spindles right now. All right, here's a shot of one of the spindles, and it's this cone-shaped device here. It's going to have a felt washer, and then an oil seal, and then it's going to have there's another dust cap or something like that. I haven't found those yet, and so I'll try to look around and see what that is. It goes on this upper ridge. So the felt washer goes here, and the oil seal goes here, and then the bearing will go here, the big bearing, and then the small bearing goes on this piece here, and then it has a castle nut and a cotter pin that goes there, and there's instructions about how tight to get everything. I'm not going to mess with the width, the width that I'm dealing with here, that governs how wide the front tires, the front wheels are. I'm going to leave those right where they are and just put them back together. I've not moved these pieces, so hopefully they're where they were before. So that's where we are. So I'm going to find out how to deal with those hubs, and then we'll get back to reassembling all these parts. All right, well, we had our first success. I'm not used to having things work out the first time I try them, but I was able to drive this seat out that was right up in there. That's the large bearing seat with this is the seat that just came out, and I happen to have an impact bar that must be about 1 inch, and it just barely fit over the lip of that, and I got it down on the floor and pounded on it a few times, and that thing came out. So I'm going to try another one, try the other one down here on the floor right now. and we're going to see if it'll work a second time. All right, so we're going to put this in there, and it just barely sits on the lip. And since I smashed my hand last time, my thumb, I'll put my gloves on again. All right, so let's see how this works. Look at that. So there's the second one. It came right out of this area right in here. All right, so that's one. There's actually three things in here that we gotta take care of. One of them was that piece that we just got out on this end. The other two, there's this piece, and then there's a race right in there as well. It's bigger, and I really don't see how I can get a grip on that with anything to pound it out, but we'll see. So I'm going to turn the camera off again and figure out how to do this next step, and once I figure it out, I'll show you how it works. All right, so I'm back. Still working on the hubs of the Farmall Cub, and I have successfully gotten this big ring out of this hub, the large bearing race, and the small bearing race out of this hub. And the only real way to do it, I can't get a press in there because of the way the shape is inside. I don't know if you can see inside there, but there's a kind of a channel on either side, and that's the only way you can really get a grip with a chisel or a punch or a screwdriver on the edge of each of these three things. I managed to smash my same thumb that I smashed a couple weeks ago working on the governor seal. Managed to smash the same one yesterday, bled all over the shop, and so I have a special glove on, and I also decided to get my punch a certain distance away from my hand altogether, so I'm now holding the vice grips like this and pounding right there. So I also put some blaster in there and let it sit overnight. I don't know if that's what did it, or using the punch instead of a screwdriver. The screwdriver has a resin handle on it, and I'm thinking maybe that absorbed a bunch of my force by pounding, and maybe this punch worked a lot better just delivering straight force to these pieces that came out. So now my next step will be to clean up the inside of that and prepare this for inserting the new pieces. Again, there'll be this ring, the large bearing race, and a small bearing race. So all three of those will go in this hub. And I have a press here that I expect to use, and I think that'll work fine if I can find the right size tool to press these in with. I could probably tap them in as well using a piece of wood or something. So we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm going to work on the other one though, because I haven't. All I've got out of this other one is the small race. That came out pretty easily, but now I got to pound on the other one and see if I can not lose any of my fingers doing it. So I'm going to start pounding on this, and I'll show you some of that in a few minutes. But let's get started here, and let me get started, and then I'll get back to you. All right, I've taken a few whacks at the second one, and you can see right there how this rim piece is starting to separate. There's about a 1/16 inch gap, and that was from tapping this a few times. I got a little apparatus here on the workbench on one of my rolling carts. I've got two big thick metal plates that come with the press, and I've got some 4x4s, and I'm snugging this thing up, and I've got one of the channels towards me and the other on the other side, and I'm going to be pounding towards me to keep all this together. So let's go a few times here and see if we can make some progress on this. And you can sort of feel the progress, you can feel it moving. This might work better on the ground too, because it'll be on the concrete, and all this wood is probably absorbing some of this. So we'll see how it goes. And there you can see the progress we're making on that. So I'm going to keep going like this a couple more times and see if we can't get this thing to pop out of there. I really hate hitting old iron like this. You know, I don't want to scar anything up or scratch anything badly. It seems like these little channels are in here just for this purpose, so we'll just keep going. Well, that's felt like that went a long way. Yeah, look at that. We're just about there. So one or two more smacks ought to do it. Try not to hit my thumb or any other fingers. Uh-oh. Yeah. Looks like my punch has gotten in between the race. Dadgummit. Gotten in between the race and the hub, which means I've wrecked part of the hub probably. So I'm going to try to get my punch out of there. We're almost there, so maybe this won't be fatal. I'll get back to you in just a second. Well, all right. So I finally got this piece out, but the race is still in there, but it's almost out. So we're going to tap that out. And when I looked down inside there, I did some pretty good damage to the inside of this hub, which I'm disappointed about. My punch got stuck and ended up digging out a little wedge of the inside of this hub, which is a shame. And dang it. It's one of those things that happens. And so I'm going to tap out the rest of this. And then I'll clean this hub up and then I'll show you exactly what I did to it. I don't think it's a fatal error, but it sure skinned up the inside of it. And let me see if I can show you. Let me get the flashlight here. All right, so right there. I don't know if you can see that, but right there is I punched basically a big scar in the side of the hub there. And this race will seal that up, but I'm going to have to file it down a little bit to make that all round and smooth again. So everything else looks pretty good. Actually, I did it on both sides, so I'm going to have to clean that up. I don't think I skinned up the other one, but this one I sure did. And I guess I was just mad because I hurt my thumb again, so maybe I took it out on this poor hub. Anyway, I think we're going to be in good shape. I'll clean these up and show them to you again. And we'll keep going on this front end restoration. I'll get back to you. All right, I know this might be hard to see, but I'm just degreasing this last hub. And I've already done the other side of it. I'm just going to do this end of it real fast. And I'm using Super Clean. Seems to work really well degreasing. I tried a bunch of different ones when I first started this project, and I settled on this one. It's about $16 a gallon. You can get it at I think Harbor Freight, or you can get it at Ace Hardware even, so it's easy to find. And I think just about any auto parts store would have it. So you spray it on. It's pretty easy to use. It doesn't wreck anything. Although if you do leave a part in it for too long, it does loosen up your paint. And of course, everything I'm touching here in degreasing is going to get painted anyway, so eating away at the paint is probably not a big deal. So I wouldn't use it after you've painted, but certainly before, I think it works well. It's biodegradable, and I don't know, it just seems to work well. I had some other stuff that just didn't seem to work. I had some that you mix with water and just never seemed very powerful and didn't seem to really help. This is just water, and I use it on parts just to get the detergent off, so I can see kind of the result. And everything looks really good. So I'll show you the parts of this that got gouged. Let's see. Actually, this one is the good one. Let me show you the other one. Alright, well, it's going to be kind of hard to see. But right down in there, there's a really rough spot where I dredged up a bunch of metal with my punch, and I feel bad about that. So it looks like it's above the race itself, and this side actually the gouge starts in the race area and then goes on up. So we got some damage to deal with there. I'm going to have to get a file and smooth that out as best I can. I don't know if I need to put any JB weld in there or anything. I sort of doubt it. I'm not sure that this is going to cause any problems at all, because the bearings are going to rest in the race itself, not against this surface here. So I'm probably going to be in good shape. All right, so I've got those cleaned up. I'm now wondering whether I should paint these before I put the parts in them. But actually the races, are both inside. That won't matter. It's just this kind of cup that goes around, that goes in here, right around there. It looks like there was red paint up to where that piece went in. So maybe it'd be a nice look, but it's probably towards the axle, not towards the wheel, so I'm not sure anybody would really notice. So maybe it doesn't much matter. So I'll be thinking about that. I think I'll just move ahead and